get down to business. Kingdom Hearts 3, a bunch of nobodies. Why should I care? Why should I care? Kingdom Hearts 3 has given me no reason to care. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about every organization member, not talking about this garbage, disgusting, who are these people? Why is there a replica Riku? But then there's another replica Riku. Doubles. Clones. Star Wars, hello? I can literally make your game for you. Hello. Anyway. I need some water. I'm talking about the original Organization 13. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get to it. Xemnas, a.k.a. Terra Nort, a.k.a. the superior of the in-between, a.k.a. what I like to call him, Black Betty 2 of 8. You know what I'm saying? They're all black. That's not just that's not your TV. You don't have to adjust it. They're all black. Like Xehanort is black because he's the evil guy. Xemnas is black. Ansem's black. Young Xehanort's black. And yeah, of course they're all the same person. But that doesn't make any sense when we get to Roxas and how Roxas looks absolutely nothing like Sora. But he's supposedly his nobody. But I digress. Let's see. No Keyblade? Nobody cares, I guess. If he is Terra Nort, if Terra can use the Keyblade and Xehanort can use the Keyblade, why doesn't Xemnas use the Keyblade? Oh, he doesn't want to? That's ironic. That's just ironic that you didn't even really consider, Xehanort or Terra when you made 2. So that's why he doesn't. That's why. And you just had to make a reason why he's got long hair and is poofy out like Terra up in the top. Like, if you look at a picture between him and him, it's like, okay, yeah, they could be related, but why didn't you just make them related? You didn't have to make them the same person. There's like 9 different people of the same person. But whatever, okay? Okay? No interactions with Aqua, Terra, or Ventus. They're his old friends. What was the point of that whole thing of him walking downstairs and, getting coffee and going to the restroom, getting his mail, and then going down to the chamber of repose or wherever he was at to sit next to Aqua's armor? I thought he was in love with Aqua. You'd think that Xemnas would want to he was looking for Ventus when he was asking people to go to Castle Oblivion. He was looking for Ventus. And that was Rechain of Memories, which I don't even remember when it was. In between, I don't know when they came out because I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Why do I care when you keep reverting everything you did in 3? Legitimately, everything you did in 3 abolished everything before it. Abolished all those games that we didn't have to play. Recoded, Rechain of Memories, Dream Drop Distance, freaking Birth by Sleep. All of those things abolished. Why didn't Xemnas try to talk? Why didn't he try to talk to Aqua? There's no interactions between Aqua or anybody. He's not even wondering, wait a minute, who are you? He's just, and then supposedly Terra the whole time was that dude that was with Ansem. So let's just get that straight, okay? So let's just say the Guardian, that demon thing with the mouth that's taped up and his teeth are exposed, let's just say that is Terra. Let's just say that was always Terra. If he was there the whole time, how is Ansem there? How could he have been there? He is supposedly his Heartless. And then how can a Heartless be completely different? So let's go back to 2, right? Scar, you kill him. He dies, right? Pete comes with his big old fat self and then revives him. And then he says it's his Heartless and it's just him but dark. So explain to me why Ansem is supposedly Terra, but he's black. Terra's white or Asian or whatever these people are supposed to be. It's just like The Simpsons. They're yellow, but they're white. But it's just honestly, everyone sees that everybody that's good is white. And then all these people that are supposedly the enemies, Ansem, young Xehanort, all these people except Vanitas is black. It's dark skinned. my color. But there are a lot of people making videos that are black talking about how they're disappointed about Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, you still had them here despite, like, it didn't bother me, but it's pretty interesting that all these characters, and yeah, we're going to still fall back on the everyone's Xehanort. Why is it's so interesting that the dude that's supposedly the good guy in the whole situation that got killed because of this black guy is from light, and the other guy that's talking about it, that's Xehanort, is darkness, and he's black. But you change the hair color, like he's got white hair and the other guy's got black, and it's just, I cannot believe you did that with the skin. It's one thing if you did it with the hair, but I cannot believe you did it with skin. But whatever, don't like go into your future games and make him look white, because that would be an insult. But whatever. You guys can make, when you make things for people, you just like, okay, let's make the darkest man possible to be the enemy. But when I want representation somewhere else, you got someone that looks like tan sand. But I digress. It's not even about that. No more power. He's a weakling. In 2, you fought him alone. Well, you fought him. Well, you fought him with the people, but by alone, I meant he was alone. He didn't have to get Luxord or Zigbar or Sayax to fight next to him. He was a formidable foe. So why on earth did you have these people 3 to a group? Because you had these random 13 people plus a bunch of people that we already know. Like, why on earth did you do this new organization garbage? That is so disgusting. It's interesting because it lives in the same reality that comprehends that, you know, good and well, most of the people in Organization 13 would not go back there because he basically lied to them. He told them, y'all are going to get hearts. They were never going to get hearts. They were going to become vessels. And why would he do that? It was supposed to be separate. Xemnas was supposed to be a free agent. And now all of a sudden he is just under the thumb of Xehanort. Why would you think? Let's go to a thing that I dislike, but whatever. The Resident Evil movies, not the ones that actually have the real story, like Jill Valentine and Claire Redfield and Chris Redfield. I'm talking about the ones with Mila Jovovich or whatever her name is, the girl. I like those movies only for the sense that it's a good just side thing. Don't even think that it's a part of the games. Get out of here. You could have named it something else and could have called it Bioshockish Issues, something, anything. It could have been bioorganic weaponry, like anything, but you had to make it Resident Evil because whatever. They're at the end, spoiler for that, they're all clones basically. Isaac's, her, except Wesker. And Wesker goes out like a punk. Like Axel went out like a punk. Like every single person in this game went out like a punk. Just a punk. Like straight up like let me get back to what I was saying. So Isaac's is a clone, right? There's like his real one comes out and he's like super whatever Sonic, like Wesker's supposed to be. He literally took his arc, but whatever. So Isaac has his person and he's like, wait a minute, who are you? And he's like, I'm the real you. And he's like, oh, what on earth? So let's just say like that happened and that was still, all of that was jacked. I cannot believe that happened in the end. It's like, whatever, because it's not a part of Resident Evil. But Isaac sees his basically nobody because he's a clone, right? He straight up kills him or tries to kill him because he is a clone. He thinks he's the real one. The clone tries to kill the real him. Wouldn't Xemnas do the same thing once he met Xehanort? Like, I'm the big bad guy. Why aren't they working together? Do they not realize that Xehanort is using them? They know logically they're being used, but you're going to use the same logic to make sure that you need to get new people in the Organization 13. Because if everyone was fine with being vessels, which makes absolutely no sense, but I will get to it. This is going to be a long video. Because I've thought about this. I am still a bit salted for the fact that I paid like $80 for Kingdom Hearts 3, the deluxe edition, and got no deluxe. And then they're going to still try to sell me DLC that should have been free with the deluxe edition. I don't think so. But I digress. So why on earth is Xemnas still friends and still buddy with Xehanort when he was the formidable? Did he tell? There was no word of Xehanort, and it's not like he was just like Sora, how he was in a catatonic sleep and no one remembered him. People were talking about Xehanort. It's just Xemnas wasn't talking about Xehanort. So you think that if Xemnas knew about Xehanort, he would have tried to go after him? And why didn't Xehanort tell him he could use the Keyblade? Huh? And then, speaking of people in the Organization 13, no way would he use Zexion again. I just put LOL next to that, because it's like, why on earth would he choose someone who he didn't have any respect for or anything whatsoever? He got the replica Riku of a replica Riku to get in the Organization 13. It's like, what on earth? You just wanted to use that model again. There was absolutely no reason why replica Riku should have been in Kingdom Hearts 3. What on earth? You were just trying to put literally everything together. I'm surprised that we didn't have a segment where we played cards like in Rechain of Memories. I'm surprised. Why was this makeshift Organization 13 so, like, brought together with useless people? They were all useless. You know how I know they're useless? You know how I know they're useless? Because in the original Organization 13, they didn't have to fight side by side. Literally. Despite some of them being paired off into friends and groupies and buddies, like Lexius and Zexion, and all them, Larxene and Marluxia, despite them being buddies, they never once in the history of this game fought right next to each other. They always could hold their own. And the reason why there was a hold their own situation, from what I can see, is because you have to do particular things to kill them. Like, let's just talk about Luxord, shall we? Let's just say I didn't play the part, so I have no idea how you play him or how you fight him. But I remember in 2, I fought him and I beat him. And he was using dice. He turned me into a dice. He straight up, or die, I guess, one die. He turned me into a die. But, like, I was in cards and stuff, and you had to do particular things. Let's go to Syax. So he's like, moon, shine down. And then he's got his thing. You got to hold it, and you got to run around with it. Like, you have to do separate things for each person. So if you put 2 together, let's just say we put Luxord together with Syax. You've got 2 different mechanics going on that are strange. And it's like the only time anyone did that was when they were like hacking. And I don't even really know if it was hacking. It was just like those things. It was like you can add a bunch of them together, but it would jack the game up because you'd be in the thing where you're waiting and you're just sitting there like, no, and it's like, and it's telling you what you need to do. And they'd be fighting in the background because it's not supposed to happen that way. None of the boss battles of Organization 13 members were ever meant to be together. For real. But then in the final mix, there was this thing where you could put them all together. And I don't know how they did that, but I don't want it because it just jacks the game up. You're not supposed to do that. Everyone has each a different mechanic. That's what makes the game fun. But you just put them, like, just the example of that, you putting 3 people together that don't need to be together in a boss battle, is the whole accumulative problem with, like, Kingdom Hearts 3. You straight up just put a bunch of crap together and said, here you go, loyal fans, here you go, take that. And don't take it, you need to buy it. And it needs to be an arm and a leg. Like, honestly, get out of here with that. Get out of here all the way. The last organization can fight by themselves, boy. Like, I don't understand why these people have to be 3. You know why I know? I know why. Because you try to rush everything. You're trying to rush everything. You're trying to, like, squeeze as much as you can with as little content as possible. Little content. I did not buy Kingdom Hearts 3 to watch a movie. I didn't. You sold us an $80 movie. $80. Alright, so why didn't he use Lee's Keyblade if he knows so much about them? Like, is this supposed to be a Keyblade? Or is this a joke? Like, it's a joke. It's the punchline, bro. It's the punchline. Because how are you going to grab it and then not use it yourself? Because it doesn't matter these Keyblades anymore, you know? Aqua can just lose hers, despite Sora in the first game it being a big deal that he took his, like, Riku was like, oh, it's mine now. He's like, it's not yours because I was chosen. He's like, what? Like, and then it makes even less sense that if Ansem is connected to Xehanort at all, that he wouldn't be able to use the Keyblade the entire time. But whatever. But whatever, you know? Whatever. It doesn't even matter. You didn't even know that this was going to happen. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You were just trying to follow the dots that you put blindfolded, like, on the ground by smell. It's just disgusting. Like, why even give Lee a Keyblade if he's just going to get rocked every time? He was stronger as Axel. He was stronger as Axel. The only person that could kill him was himself. He killed himself. He blew up in 2. But do you even know your own game? Do you even know your own game? Why would he be weaker as a human? And then it raises the question, so if you're human, does that mean you just have no powers? And if that's the case, how come Sora gets that powers? He's human. Is he not human? What is he then? What is he? Explain. Because he's aging backwards like Benjamin Button. I think it's something in the water on that island. Because they all look like prepubescent children. Even whatever that boy's name that plays the ball underwater in Final Fantasy. That little boy was little, but in his game, he looked like he was older than Sora. In any game he's ever been in. This is just so gross. Like, I have a lot to say. I have a lot. What was the point of making Xemnas the leader of Organization 13 if Xigbar was Lushu? It wasn't planned, that's why. Lushu was never Xigbar. They don't sound the same. They don't have the same vernacular. Their body type doesn't look the same. In his coat, each organization member has a particular body type so that you could tell who is who. In 2, they even sat and did a panoramic so everyone could see who was still alive. Because in Jiminy's journal, it showed every time you encountered one, their picture. And it would be blank until you fought them. And then I think you fought them twice. And some of them were put in from Castle Oblivion on the start of the game. Because Castle Oblivion started between 1 and 2. But if you could go that far as to put that in there because you know that they're already dead, why on earth did you make Lushu Xigbar? What on earth? Their names don't even... If you're doing that whole thing where you take the X out, and that doesn't make sense. Which means it wouldn't... It makes perfect sense for me to say that Roxas is not Sora's nobody. I will never believe that. I will die on this earth believing that Sora and Roxas have no relation to each other. There's no reason. They have 2 different personalities. Sora is happy-go-lucky, dumb, stupid idiot. Roxas is actually a character. But whatever. I cannot believe that Lushu, I thought Lushu was Marluxia. Like, wouldn't that make sense? But with the X, if you take the X out, it wouldn't make sense because it would just be Lu. But whatever. You don't care about the X's anymore. They don't matter. They don't matter because Roxas and Sora don't look alike. How come nobody looks alike? That's so dumb. Dumb. You dumb. You dumb. Yeah, he was second in command, but Xemnas called the shots. Always. He was the strongest. You even give in his thing that he's the strongest of all the organization members. I think Yen Zed even says it in 2. He's the strongest. So what is the tier of power, all right? What is it? Explain to me. Because you give that. You're like, here's a little secret that you got to point together on your own. But we give you no context. Because Axel's weak. Zexion doesn't even fight. Lexius is supposed to be one of the strongest. He's thick. He's thick and tall. Explain to me why you didn't let him fight not once. What about Zaldin? And I refuse to call them by their human names because they, as humans, are trash and not even deserve me speaking their name into the air. That's what you did. That's what you did. There was no reason why Xigbar needs to be this new cool cat dude doing some side things. Like he is someone special. He was like the underdog-ling that should have stayed that way. He should have been, if he was going to do this nonsense, he should have been someone who has been on the ground, like Bragg. He should have been some dude that was for hire that just got this big break. And he's like, I'm going to do this. And oh my gosh, when I get to Xigbar, I'll talk about Xigbar. Oh yeah, right next to it. Why can't they fight alone? He's super strong, but can't fight alone. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about Xemnas, and then I'm going to close the Xemnas door because it makes me sick. Makes me sick. Why is he not fighting by himself? Why is Kyrie giving him a run for his money for that new thing in the remind? You just were upset that people were upset for some reason. You guys are upset that Kyrie is like weak and useless. I gave you this girl that's a strong, independent woman. She's got big old huge breasts, and she's got like a figure like Barbie doll. And that's, if you want to be powerful, you gotta look like that. And not only that, she weak. Can't even fight on her own. I know she was in the darkness, but she should have been well into it. What was the point of the prologue or whatever, epilogue, whatever it's called? What was the point of that nonsense if she was going to be weak? All right, next, Xigbar, aka Bragg or whatever his name, aka the free shooter, aka what I like to call him, the real master of masters. You knew good and well that Xigbar was the master of masters, and yet you do this Lushu thing because you're trying to put him as a red herring. That's not going to work, bub. I know he is. I know he is the master of masters. I know he's the master of masters. They have the same vernacular. I can't remember for sure. I don't think he says as if, but he says something along the lines. Like they have the same vernacular. Lushu doesn't with him. So what are you saying? Oh, he's a kid from a long time ago? Or did he just jump into someone else's body? I don't think so. Why are people jumping into people's bodies? Why are you doing this? Why are you jumping into people's bodies? Why are you doing clones? And why are you doing time travel? Stick to one thing. Stick to one thing, bro. One thing. That's all I ask. All I ask, man. Like, he's not Lushu. He was the master of masters, hinted into at the end. He's got one eye. He goes to the thing, and then he's like, here's my eye, take it, to Lushu. It was supposed to be Xigbar. It was supposed to be him. It was supposed to be him. Don't give me that crap like it wasn't. Everything pointed to him. That's not a red herring. That's what it is. You did a Westworld. And if Westworld just stuck to what everyone thought, I'd actually be watching the third season or whatever season it's on, because I could care less now. Could care less. They made Mauve something I didn't want to see. They made that girl with the big old jaw crazy. I'm so sick. Like, instead of her having an actual plan, she's just like annihilation. Like, okay, cool. Cool. But whatever. He has one eye, like I said. The Keyblade has his other eye. That's what it was and what it always should have been. Why on earth are you making him Lushu? What does that gain? Because you're running out of characters to fill these places where you don't know the people's face? Are you going to make Larxene, Eva, or whatever her name is? The girl that's with the snake on her head? Are you going to do that? You going to do that? No. Stop. Let people be somebody else. You don't have to connect people back to, oh my goodness, it's that pebble that we saw in 1. Like, if you're going to do connections that are actually good, not something that has nothing to do with anything. How is he Lushu? And how are they going to see, oh, Lushu, is that you? How could he know it's Lushu when he looks completely, never even saw Lushu. And if they did see Lushu, he didn't have one eye. They would be like, what happened to you? Why do you have one eye? But they don't care. They just got back from where? And why are they talking to each other? They're the first people to go against each other. There's no tension in between, even though there should be tension between Roxas and Ventus. There should be tension between Axel and every single person in Organization 13, but I'll get to that later. I'll get to how there should be tension later. I'm going to still talk about this dude. Zigbar is acting like he's Loki. And he looks super old. So how is he Lushu? If these people that are here, if Larxene is a part of the foretellers or whatever they're called, from that cover garbage that you just literally strained to crap out, like, I have no idea what you're doing. He's old. Why are you going to make Lushu some old guy? Why? No friends. His friend was Demix, but no interactions. Like, there's no interaction between him and Demix at all. Why did you have Demix in this game? He's like, we gotta talk sometime. Zexion, he wouldn't want to talk to him first off. If you actually knew your games, in 358 days over 2 or whatever, straight up, they didn't like each other. Zexion talked crap about him. Oh, Ienzo's different? They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be different. They should be the same person, but human. And I guess without powers. He just gets to be an alchemist now. Like, where's his book, bro? How come everyone else gets to have a, like, dude, what on earth, man? Come on. Like, if Xehanort is the human of Xemnas and all them, and if you have to be some sort of alien to wield powers, how can Xehanort wield the Keyblade? And he's old. How come he's knocking the crap out of people? But whatever. He's hunched over. There's no reason. Nording doesn't control actions, nor monitors actions or words. What was the point of Dream Drop Distance? What was the point of... You should have kicked Dream Drop Distance out, because then you would have more availability to different worlds. Like, why on earth would you do Quasimodo in them in a game that doesn't matter? It's a throwaway game. Dream Drop Distance is a throwaway game. You don't need to really... It's like, okay, whatever. It's just literally pieces of the puzzle that no one asked for. It's just like recoded. No one asked for. Like, I told you, the only way you can even get a figure and out of who is strong in the tier of the Organization 13 members, because half of them are dead at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. And you don't see them in Kingdom Hearts 1, really. So it's just like, you had to make Rechain of Memories to comprehend who Naminé was and what she was doing. And we still don't know who she is. We still don't know. We still have no idea. She's just some little girl that's running around. She looks like she's 14, maybe. Same thing as, what's-her-face, Kairi. And she makes these, like, 2-year-old drawings that she should get way better. She should be way better at drawing. She'd be sitting in there, honestly. Like, you make these, if they aren't built, busted, like Aqua, you make these girls look prepubescent, and I think it's a problem. It's a problem. Stop. Not a single person in like the original Organization 13 needs help being evil. Like, alright? Nording, like I said, Nording did nothing. Demix was able to walk around and talk about how he wasn't going to do anything, and then did something without Xemnas saying, pardon me. Or Xehanort saying, pardon me. Or anyone popping up and saying, excuse me. Why are you going against our plans? No one... There was no repercussion. I was really waiting for Vexen to get caught and get killed again. He's been executed. Straight up, he was executed for apparently going against the organization. It's like insane. But no, Zexion, Xemnas, straight up Xemnas, was sending people out to kill people. And he even says it. He's like, I used to go and tell you to go kill people. Now I'm killing you. What does this look like? Like, I cannot believe you did that. It's just literally everything that has happened in 3 is a slap in the face of every single person that's ever played your games. It's a slap in the face, and I want to let you know I took it personally. My bank account did too. And everybody else's bank account around the world who expected a game that was better than this. Like, people are like, oh, you're never going to be satisfied. I would have been satisfied. I'm telling you why I'm not. And I promise you, you will understand. My gosh. Like, Xigbar is the master of masters. And that's all I have to say left about Xigbar. I'm done. I'm closing the door on Xigbar because, straight up, he's the master of masters. He's not Lushu. He's playing games. He better be lying. You better be lying because this is a joke now. It's a joke. Number 3, Dylan, a.k.a. Zaldin, the Whirlwind Lancer, a.k.a. the person I call the devil on your shoulder. Now, this is a pretty interesting character. This mutton chop looking boy was a formidable foe. I would consider him one of the hardest bosses to defeat. He is pretty strong. He was a guard in his human life, which I guess human means like you dumb, you slow, you can't fight nothing, you don't get a chance to fight, or if you do fight, you get popped every time. But when he was some mutant or whatever, I guess we're bringing in X-Men too, as well as every single thing on Earth. You literally put in like Terminator, like everything. You put it in here. And then you got these little things that look disgusting that are floating around from Final Fantasy that no one should really know what they are because they're not from their world, but whatever. Let's just accept these big old huge fat things that look crazy. But I digress. Zaldin, I can't believe what you did to him. You neutered him because you didn't give him a chance to fight, for one. For two, why on earth would he want to, like, you set him up to fail. He was doing stuff. He was actually proactive in the Organization 13, unlike a few of them who were just bumbling around like bumbling idiots and actually had cue cards to tell you what to do, even though it's your job. You don't go to McDonald's and then have a cue card. All right, so take order. How can I help you? Like, no, they made Demix look stupid. Like, that wasn't cute. That wasn't something that, it was dumb. It was stupid. It was just like, ooh, cringe. It was like, what? But whatever. He has no main plot line. He's just silent hobo. Cool. Just like Lexius, who was struck of his voice box. You did that with Zaldin, despite him actually impacting someone that Sora has known since the first Kingdom Hearts game. He met Beast before we went to his castle in 2. So he knows him longer than most of anybody that he's ever known in the history of this game, right? He knows Beast like a brother, right? So I'm just wondering, okay, so where are we in the timeline? I didn't even really ask because it was so great. Kingdom Hearts 1, I didn't even really ask where the timeline was. I start asking where the timeline is when things don't make sense. Just like, let's do this olive branch thing outwards. Monsters Incorporated world. How is it that they're talking about how it's the end of the movie, just like, oh, we put Randall away. I thought you were sawdust. And you know good and well that's not how it works because you busted the light. But whatever. So this is the end, right? So how come this girl gets to walk around? The snail slug straight up said she could not be there. It was against their rules in their world. So why is she able to walk around without any sort of, and then if she's able to walk around as a Mac Wazowski, like straight up human everywhere, why is it that Sora had to be turned into a monster? You just gotta use some common sense. I guess common sense ain't no common no more. Like, okay, like honestly, where are we at the timeline? But let me go back to Zaldin. Zaldin was one of the guys that he was just like, he liked to spread darkness. But in 358 days over 2, he had this side plot with Roxas where he was just like disgusted by Beast because he was like, love is disgusting. And you never really like evaluate that situation. You never really put it out more. You don't do anything with it at all. You just make him this grumpy old group. Like, instead of giving him a reason to be upset. Like, maybe he loved someone. Maybe he liked Aqua because they're from the same world. Are they not? Radiant Garden? Or no, she went to Radiant Garden and that's where he was. No, they're not from the same world. But yeah, it doesn't even matter. She was able to move there. She was able to Zack liked Aqua. So if they could have made an Aqua, anything, you didn't even have to make the girl know anybody. It could have been just some random woman. But why would he be so disgusted of love if he never loved and lost? Is what I'm saying. He has no personality. he's just some guy. But he looks one of the most interesting. Like, Xaldin looks like you took a lot of care into what he looked like and what his ultimate goal of the organization was going to be. You made him impact Beast. And that's what I don't understand. Why on earth did you make him impact someone that was so close to Sora, but he do nothing and not have even a voice actor? No one else on earth could have voice acted that man. No person on earth, not even yourself. That's what I think is lazy. Don't make the game look great. You can have as many people designing it as you can, but not a single one of them can write at all. Not a single one of them. Because I see what I'm seeing before me. Now, I'm not going to say that Kingdom Hearts has always been known for its great plots, because there's a lot wrong with the first, second, and every single one you've ever made. But this third one is an insult. We accepted the bum diddly crap that you gave us in 1 and 2, and then you're going to dare sink below the business level? Excuse me? I don't think so. Like, in 2, he was able to persuade the Beast into being horrible to Belle and friends, locking them up. He had importance because Beast was in 1, like I said. But no, you don't have any sense of wonder at all. You have no imagination. It's like you have no idea what to do with these characters, so you just made him like some guy in the background that you can see. And he's like, Alias is here too. And he's like, sup, except he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything. But I'll get to him later. I'm still talking about Xaldin and how you did nothing with him at all. Whatsoever. Like, honestly, why? Why even make him, why even talk about that thing where he hates love and then not even come back to it? Why was he even in 3? His story wasn't going to be elaborated on. Like, his story was, like, if his story was never going to be elaborated on, you shouldn't have had him in 3. You could have just kicked him off and be like, where is he at? You should have explained it. And then you're going to be like, oh, you want me to make your game for you, bro? You going to say everything that I say there's a solution to? You want me to make a game for you? Because I will. I just need to be on the payroll, bro. Because the people you got on the payroll right now aren't doing it. They aren't doing it. And like this whole Organization 13 breakdown is just, if you fix these problems and you understand why these problems need to be fixed, you can fix your whole game even without me. But you're not. You're still talking about how you're going to keep making games. You just need to stop. I'm so done with the Kingdom Hearts series. I told you, I'm done. I'm not buying any more games. I'll get it at the thrift shop. I'm not buying it from a place that I'm going to 60, 70, 80. No. That's almost $100. No. I'm done talking about Xaldin. I'm done. Xaldin is done. We're closing the door on Xaldin. Number 4. Evan, which looks like even to me, but whatever. AKA Vexen, AKA the Chilly Academic. Or what I like to call, AKA the Alzheimer's patient number 35713. Because apparently he has Alzheimer's. You know? He's old. I get it. My grandma has it. Like, we all have seen it, and I see it in Vexen, because how are you gonna say this man who was the jerk diddly irk in Rechain of Memories, as a human he is, oh, I've changed my ways, oh, me being freaking obliterated for my views by Axel just made me realize I should fight right next to Axel. Like, he was not on this, for some reason, like I said, even though he was Norded, he was not human. So where was he fighting? We never see him fight at all. He acts like he can't even muster up the strength because he's so old. But dude, Xehanort can use magic and bust the crap out of Kyrie's back, and he's old. But Vexen is going to forget that everything that happened to Castle Oblivion, forget everything that happened to him, and then still be like, not only is he not going to join the organization, like, out of every single person, I would expect Vexen to have joined back the Organization 13. He wasn't necessarily trying to go against them. Marluxia told Axel to go against him because he's like, all right, eliminate him. He was like doing something and he's like, all right, no taking that back later. And he straight up burnt him alive. Burnt him right in front of Sora. Good thing he forgot it. Good thing he forgot all about Castle Oblivion, because I'm pretty sure he'd be scarred. He'd be a better person to remember, though, because Sora acts like he hasn't seen tragedy. Like, he acts like he hasn't seen a single lick of tragedy. He seems like everything's roses and daisies, and then when he is upset, it just sounds like horrible. Like, I don't know. I know it's not the actor, because Haley Osment, whatever his name is, I like him. AI made me cry. And I don't cry from a lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that AI where he was sitting at the bottom, and my mom was like, why you up? He's just an AI. I'm like, oh my God. I was sad, because it's like he's never going to see his family again. Oh my gosh. But I digress. I'm getting too happy because that was a good movie. Let me get back into this state where I'm talking about this crap game that you dare try to make more. And then, yeah. All right, so he's working with the good guys. Why? Why is Zexion working for the good guys? And how come there is no interaction between him and Zexion? He raised the boy. He raised him. Do people not remember their lives? And if they don't remember their lives, why are they just falling back into it? Why is Alias and why is Lexius and Zaldin still guarding Radiant Gardens when there's no one there? There shouldn't be anyone there. Why is Zexion going back to his scholars or whatever if he doesn't remember? Why wouldn't they have an issue? Why wouldn't he be like, so you just let me to die in Castle Oblivion? That's basically his dad. And they're not even really talking like father and son at all, ever. Like, they never talk. Zexion has more of a father and son moment meeting the Ansem the Wise, a.k.a. Diz, a.k.a. Who Are You? Like, they just wanted an excuse to use that voice actor who's really great, but who are you? Honestly, not who are you as the actor. I'm talking about who are you as in Diz. Get out of here. If Diz wasn't in this game, he made me sicken too. I cannot believe he literally just made Roxas sit in a simulation to kill him. It's not like he was eating him or anything. Like, he needed the meat to be like. He just lamb for the slaughter. Straight up lamb for the slaughter. And it was all his idea. It wasn't Mickey. It wasn't nobody. It was Diz who did all that. But apparently, Xemnas is the villain. Despite basically what he said, what he thought he was doing. If this wasn't a lie, if he wasn't in the loop of Xehanort, if we're just going into this reality that's the truth, he told everyone in Organization 13 that they were going to get hearts, and that was their ultimate goal. And that's what it looked like at the end of 2. It didn't look like he was, foiled, all my vessels are gone. He didn't say that. But you don't know your own game. I forgot. I went to Castle Oblivion. You don't know your own game. You need to stop sleeping in Castle Oblivion. Because maybe if you didn't live there, you probably remember half of what went on in your games to go forward. You can't just make a game and then all of a sudden the main character's pants are like blue, but it's just like the day before the day. Like, you're looking at the wrong things. You making these games and you looking at the wrong things to explain. You're not explaining anything we really care about. You're explaining why there's a pebble that flipped on the other side. It's nonsense, ridiculous nonsense. But let's go on. In Rechain of Memories, boy was burned alive by Axel, not Lee, in front of Sora. Like I said, good thing he forgot, because he was looking at that situation like, who are you people? And he's like, I don't know. Like I said, Axel was just destroyed. Axel was cool. The coolest he was in Rechain of Memories. 358 days, I think he was going down during, I don't know what the voice actor was doing, but it seemed like he was having a hard life right then. Because he was just going in and out of being good and not so good. But whatever. Some of those things were recorded before. Like, it was a handheld device game that you expected people to play. It's funny. Whatever. He has no reason to betray Xemnas. When he died loyal to him. Like, he didn't have any, he wasn't necessarily trying to overthrow the Organization 13. Do you even know your own games? Do you know who was actually doing that? Like, is it A, Larxene and Marluxia, B, Axel, C, Vexen, Zexion and Lexius, or D, none of the above? If you pick D, you stupid. Because Larxene and Marluxia, why on earth? Like, I'll talk about them when I get to them, but I'm just going to say, why on earth would they go back into an Organization 13 that they full-blown known well that they were going to be turned into vessels that had nothing to do with themselves. Like, they are so ready to die for a cause that has nothing to do with them. That has nothing to do with them. They're not darkness. They just were nobodies that were killed and they were no longer humans. I say killed because they make it seem cute. It's not cute. People dying. People getting burned alive, crushed, choked to death, all up in this game. And just because you got a keyblade, that's not, and they call it a blade because it's got no edges, and they gotta like make sure you know that it's a weapon because it just looks like a key. But aside from that, like basically, people dying. It's not just it shouldn't be E10. It should be pretty much M. But you wouldn't sell as much, would you? And even though, and I think you actually would, because you got people that are 10 years old playing GTA 5. But you cannot make a game that's like not talking about, oh, a cereal bowl would make a... please. Stop doing crack. Like, honestly. So, he raised Zexion as a child. And they have no scenes together. He was like, oh, this boy. And if you're gonna, just like I said, if you're gonna make these games, you better stick to it. And you didn't stick to it. You didn't stick to it because you didn't make them have any like relation at all. In Rechain of Memories, we didn't even know that they were like, that was their dynamic. I don't remember because I don't know when these games came out. Well, the chronological order of when they came out because you trash. And you don't know how to make your games. And if they were more compelling, I probably would care more to know. But I don't, so I don't. And I won't. Like, they had more scenes in Rechain of Memories. And we had no idea that they were relations like that. Father and son. And it seemed like Lexius was brother to him because he was like, Vexen came at him some type of way. And Lexius was like, boy. And he knows he's strong. Like I said, what is the power tier? If Vexen is afraid of Lexius, how strong is Vexen? You don't tell us. You never tell us. And if Goofy is one of the strongest party members in the game from 1 to now, and he uses a shield, why wouldn't Vexen also be strong? Why wouldn't his defenses be stronger than anyone? Why would he be worried about getting hit by Lexius if he can absorb it? But nope. Don't get nothing. Don't get nothing. Why would Vexen ever talk to Demix? You literally had him talk about, I can tell you how many times you and I have talked. One hand, no hands. I'm getting out of here. He should have left right then. He shouldn't have even talked to him. He's like, oh, wait. He gave him no reason to talk to him. Demix is someone interesting because we never see him as a human. So we never see him bumble off. He's always been a bumbling buffoon. So him doing this favor for Vexen doesn't make sense in his character. If he had a choice to not be in that Organization 13, I think he wouldn't. Just like whenever Roxas left and he was like, no one will miss me. He's like, that's not true. I would. Whatever. He went to the tower and was like, where did I think I could go? Because they were giving you food and board, bruh. I didn't see you eat no food, but I saw you have a bed. Everyone had a room. Like, Zexion was giving more to his community than, like, any place I've ever seen. Straight up. I can't believe he made this clubhouse and then had these chairs that are all different sizes. And I know in 358 Days Over 2, it was because it showed their rank, how high, but whatever, I'm getting off the topic. Like, let's go back to Vexen and how trash he is and how trash you made him. Let's see. yeah, like I said with Demix, why would you ever let him talk? And then with the Nording eyes, what did it matter? You could have just had them have their own eye color, because it doesn't. You never make it seem like Zexion knows that they are talking to each other. Like, what's the point of them having those eyes if no one can see through them? What's the point of having Norded eyes if Xehanort doesn't know what's going on with the Norded people around him? Literally, they could have all said, all right, so let's get all around him. Like when they were in that V shape looking like a geese going south for the winter. Like, they could have all turned on him and stabbed him. Straight up. But nope. Nope. Because plot. That's why. Plot. He didn't need someone's heart to make Riku replica. He just collected data. So explain to me why all of a sudden now everybody needs hearts to make these replicas, and how come Riku knows so much about the replica program. Like, he wasn't a part of the replica program. He straight up Vexen straight up snatched his identity. Straight up. And he didn't ask for it. He didn't say, can I have it? He did that in a test, and he's malicious. Why would Vexen, out of every single person in Organization 13, not be evil? But Marluxia and Larxene are in this new Organization 13 when they tried to bust up the original. Why? I need some water. You got me shaking. Honestly. You're probably just sitting in your mansion. But right now I'm shaking. Because it's like, what on earth? How'd you do this? How'd you think that this was such a great idea? I'm done with Vexen. I'm done. We ain't speaking about him no more. I'm done. We going to Alias now. Number 5. Alias. A.K.A. Lexius. A.K.A. the silent hero. A.K.A. I like to call him the silent. Because he's not a hero. What did he do? Explain to me how heroic he is. In Dream Drop Distance, he had a voice. I guess he lost it between then and now. Right? And then, what hero? Most of his character development is him hitting children. Roxas in 358 Days Over 2, he knocked that boy upside the head with his hand. Straight up. You think that I don't know anything about those games? I do. I know a lot. I know a lot more about these games. I think you just snorting crack or cocaine or something. You snorting something that you just forget. I really think it's just you went to Castle Oblivion one too many times and you just forgot everything. And it's like, how is he going to be called the silent hero when he is punching kids in the face and knocking Riku in the chest up to the ceiling and Rechain of Memories? Like, I can't believe. He has a friendship with Zexion, like I said. Enough to be insulted by Vexen coming at him some kind of way. So how come they don't have any talks together? He never says, well, thanks. He never does anything whatsoever. I would have thought you did something cheesy, like say, oh, thanks for having my back in Castle Oblivion. Just some cheesy, cheeky garbage. That would have been garbage to me. But what I got was worse than garbage. It's like the juice that comes out of the garbage. That's what we got. We got garbage juice. Yet in Birth by Sleep, we see he works with Xaldin, and they never talk like one day in their life. They just woke up and said, like, dude, we died. And they came back home and then put their clothes on and acted like they were just going to go back to work. They didn't just wonder how they got there. How come Axel acts like he remembers everything from everything? He's the only character that still has the knowledge because nothing happened to his brain. He never passed out. I mean, he only passed out once, but it was only because he got beat. And that was because he was trying to save Xion or whatever. But that was it. That was literally it. And he didn't die. He just got knocked out. He woke up and he was like, where am I? Like, Lexius is super strong and never fights. Like, he's the one guy I wanted to see fight. Why wouldn't he go back to Organization 13? He said, I should not have, this is a fight I shouldn't have, like, when he died, right? When he died and straight up said that it was his fault that he died. And he shouldn't have attempted, he was upset because he left Zexion. He had such a good relationship with Zexion that he was upset that he was dying. Right? That was in Rechain of Memories. So how come they don't have any contact? How come they don't talk to each other? That's what I want to see. I don't want to see Terra and Aqua. I don't care about them. I legitimately could care less about Birth by Sleep. If Birth by Sleep was erased from canon, I would love you. I would love you. Because it just ruins everything. Birth by Sleep is the nail in the coffin. You made the coffin with Recoded and Dream Drop Distance and all this garbage that shouldn't exist. Oh, so if I go in this place, I'll just forget. Oh, isn't that ironic? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Oh, I am done talking about Lexius. That's it, because there's nothing else to say. He's silent, but not deadly, because you don't let him be deadly. You don't let him be a part of the real Organization 13 so that we can see him fight. Why wouldn't Xemnas get strong people? Not weaklings, not weaklings. He got Marluxia, who is supposedly supposed to be strong, but he has to fight alongside 2 other people, so he can't be that strong. He became... I can't even talk about it. I can't even... I'm talking about Enzio now. Enzio, a.k.a. Zexion, a.k.a. the cloaked schemer, a.k.a. the person I like to call Little Orphan Annie, because he's an orphan and we never really talk about it. He never talks about how he has no family. It doesn't matter to him, I guess. When did he die? He had to die as a child. And if he died as a child, how did he age in Organization 13 if they're not humans? And if he didn't die as a human, how old were they? Because Axel was in his teens when Ventus met him. And then if he died a little shortly after that, he would have aged up in Organization 13. He looks like a grown adult now. So what is that? Why aren't you making these kids who are supposed to be in middle to high school looking like prepubescent children, but making prepubescent children look like adults? Something is wrong here. What is going on? I can't. Let's talk about this boy. He was one of the youngest of all the original Organization 13. Is the most productive. Like, straight up. Like, he has more speaking. Why is he talking to Sora? Why would he care about Sora? He died. He got choked out by Replica Riku, who he died knowing it was the replica, but he still was fighting against Riku. He was dedicated to the Organization 13. So why would he go against them? Why wouldn't he go in the real organization, huh? Especially since apparently, as a human, he has no powers. I don't see him crack book 1 open and do no spells. But whatever. This, like I said, this boy was choked so bad in Rechain of Memories. It was off screen. Like, they didn't even give Vexen the respect to burn him alive off screen. The end of it was, but we saw him get burned. He snapped and burned. When I tell you burned, look it up to a crisp, boy. But like, you're gonna have his choking off screen, and then this guy come out like, oh, I'm good. I'm on the good side. Just need to get a good choke out to be on the good side. No. Why would any of these people that went to Castle Oblivion be against them? They're like, oh, these are the traitors. No. He sent these people. There are 3 reasons that they give that all these people go to Castle Oblivion. I don't know which one came first, chicken, egg, whatever. But I'm going to just say them in no order. So apparently everybody in Castle Oblivion went there because they're all traitors, right? Well, that's a lie, because Axel went and Zexion and Lexius were not traitors. They never intended to trade the Organization 13, nor did Vexen. Vexen had no objective he had nothing in place. He was doing a replica program that he knew was going on because Zexion was supposedly a part of that replica program. So if it's not something that's hidden, it wasn't something that he did against Xemnas' orders, he had to have known about it. It was in their library. But whatever. The next reason is because they were looking for the the Chamber of Awakening or whatever to look for, basically they were looking for Ventus. And that is supposedly, if we're going to go on the fact that Zexion is in fact the nobody of the mixture of Terra and Xehanort, which is insane because how is this boy having mixtures? You're making it seem like he is Zeus and he's just this Greek god that can mixture himself and still be an entity in himself. This is not Greek mythology. No. Stop it. You can't make everything. And if you are going to make everything, you better make it great, because you'll have people, every single person coming and saying that it's trash, because it is. It is trash. I'm telling you piece by piece why each one of these characters just got degraded in 3. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing with Zexion except have him on the phone talking to Sora, who he shouldn't even like. He shouldn't even like. Let alone love and power of friendship and all that. Why is he talking to him? Why was he talking to Axel? Axel had him busted up. In Dream Drop Distance, they talk like he didn't have him choked to death. Does he thank him for making him human again? Did he not want powers? Why was he there in the first place? If he was suicidal, why didn't he kill himself? But nope. He got choked out and he's friends with everyone. So does he not like books anymore? And how is he so tech savvy? He was one of the only people who I saw cracked open a book in Organization 13. So he's the only one that I know for a fact can read, other than Axel, because I saw him crack open a book too. He was a better character. Everyone that can crack open a book and read is good. But everybody else is trash. But honestly, how is it that he is so tech savvy? How can he make how can he talk to someone over worlds when that's not even his computer? How long was he there? Where's his home? What's going on here? We know where Sora and Roxas and Kyrie lay their heads at night. How does Lexaeus, Zaldin, Zexion, or Vexen have any place to stay? So are the new organization members sleeping in the same beds that the old organization members were sleeping in? Where was housekeeping? If you're going to make a game and do all that, you better answer those questions. So does the Cherokee or whatever that thing come by and sweep up and do all that? Were they responsible for their own rooms? The only thing that could save Organization 13 is if you made a thing like The Office and just called it Organization 13. And it's just like cameras following them around the gray area and all that. That would be great. And I patent that right now. Right now. So no one, like, if you're going to make that, you better make it with me. Because that's me. I'm gonna make it the greatest. I'll be the Cherokee in the back. I'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, straight up. But, let's get back to Zexion. Let's get back. No friendly scenes with Vexen or Lexaeus. Like I told you, if Vexen is supposedly his father and Lexaeus is like his brother, best buddy. And I want to know how this little boy was talking to some grown man. If they're friends, how are they friends? How did you made him a little boy in Birth by Sleep. The worst game in the history of this whole thing. It's right next to Recoded. Like, right next to it. And then the third worst. Like, the whole back cover is garbage. All of it's garbage because it ruins the flow of what happens. And that's what I'm getting to. How is Zexion, like, 2 years old? And then he's, like, 30. Like, how old are these people? You don't know how to make ages. How is this boy so short and small and looks like he's smaller than... And then he has no voice actor either. He has no personality. Why? In 358 Days Over 2, Zexion discusses his distaste for Demyx. Why would he want to chat with him? Demyx hates busybodies, literally. In 358 Days Over 2, you get to talk to the organization members and they have little banter on the side. And what we learn is the Zexion doesn't like Demyx. Demyx doesn't like Larxene. Larxene doesn't like Demyx. Demyx does pranks with, like, he pranked, I think he pranked Axel in the manga or whatever, but what are you doing? These people never have interactions, and then the people that shouldn't want to have an interaction with each other literally go out and say, we should totally have a chat. Why would Demyx want to chat with someone who doesn't like him? They're the complete opposite. Zexion was like a busybody. Demyx is like a lazy body. But whatever. You know the game more than I do. You're the one who made it. Why wouldn't he have beef with Axel? It's a problem in Dream Drop Distance. Like I said, Zexion was killed. Most of these organization members were killed not by Sora. Not by Sora directly. Like, most of them were just stupid. All they had to do was literally, like, calm down. But they didn't. Zexion went out, and he is a shapeshifter, apparently. And we never see that shapeshifting ever come into play ever again. He just did it once, and it was just a plot device to have him look like Sora, I guess. I consider it a plot device if it never comes up again. So that's what I'm going to call it. I'm done with Zexion. I can't believe you made him a shapeshifter and did nothing with that. So, congratulations. I clap and applaud to you. Freaking congratulations. Next one. Oh my gosh. Syax. Issa or whatever. Issa, the Lunar Diviner. Whatever. AKA the Loyal Dog. He is a dog. Like, straight up. Like, what on actual earth? His arc is way too fast. How is it that he gets to, like, over the course of games, have a grudge against Axel for, like, moving on, and he's this the past mean nothing to you, and then, you know what, I'm just gonna play Frisbee like a good dog. Like, no, you disgusting cretin. I cannot believe you did that to Syax. And he was also strong. He was also a formidable foe. Like, cannot believe you. He should have had beef and had a fight with Axel before the final showdown. He forgives way too easy. If that whole scene where they're on the ice cream thing, he's like, I'm not going to fight you. He should have fought him. That should have been a fight. He should have been like, why are you doing... Like, there should have been tears then. There shouldn't have been tears right before he fades away. Like, there was absolutely no reason for them to have ice cream. And Axel... If Axel was the person that he was in Rechain of Memories, just literally offing people, like... He would have tried to off Syax because he did move on. There was no, and then he's like, "Oh, I never moved on." Actually, you did, because you chose. He literally asked you to choose. Who is it going to be, me or them? And you chose them. Legitimately, you chose them. You chose them because you tried to get Axel. You tried to get Roxas back. Syax was upset the whole time. All of Kingdom Hearts 2 was him being upset. And that's why he was treating Sora so badly. Because even though nobody should think, if you think that Sora and Roxas look the same, please get your eyes checked. Please get your eyes checked. Get your brain examined. Get everything on you checked. Because it's like, I cannot believe that, oh, they're one and the same. Like, no, you know who's one and the same? Ventus and Roxas. Like, I can't even breathe right now. It makes me so sick. Why did he fight for Xemnas if he had a choice? Nording means nothing. Like, just because you're Norded doesn't mean you're under control. Doesn't mean you don't have free will. Literally, anyone could... They were all free agents. All of them. Which makes me wonder why there was even Nording eyes to begin with. No reason. Like I said, Aqua didn't need to be evil. She could have just been confused. She was being shown her friends and then disappearing for like 10 years. So why on actual Earth would she become Norded all of a sudden when she was not Norded in the prologue? Please. Please do your games better. And 2, he popped up in Twilight Town. Why not have him harass Axel the whole game? Like, decide, like I said, when I said that Kingdom Hearts 3 should have been 3 campaigns, they should have been. It should have been Sora going to different worlds with Donald Duck and Goofy. Then it should have been Riku getting his first, like, maybe you could have made a plot device over the reason why he didn't have armor, and he could have had to go with Terra and Aqua to go find that could have been their plan. Their plan could have been him find Aqua, him have Aqua on his team, and then them find Ventus, and then him have Ventus on his team. That would have been great. And then the final would have had Terra join his party at the end. That would have been great. I can make your game for you. I promise you. This is just gold coming out of my mouth right now. Gold. What you got was not even copper. It's nothing. It's like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just something that's foreign to me. But Kairi could have been with Axel, training like supposedly y'all were, despite y'all getting clapped every time. There's no time that you win. You just get clapped. But she could have been with him, and then they could have gotten Xion to go in, or it could have been Roxas. I don't know how you're gonna get Roxas, but I don't know how you got Roxas now, honestly. He just came from the sky. But that should have been how it went. It should have been 3 campaigns. One of them was Sora. You could have unlocked Riku's after the second, and then the last could have been Kairi to make people wait for it, even though they've been waiting for it since 1 for her to do anything other than be a damsel in distress. Like I said, all of this is like free. All of this is free. And you could have done this in your head. I didn't do this and just, it's not like, oh, once it's already done, it's easy to say what's wrong. It's easy, right? But these people have been in the game. Saïx has been a character for a while. I'm telling you that there was a degradation, road to degradation with his character. Destroyed. Like, from 2 to 3, he, in every single character in Organization 13, the original Organization 13 is garbage. And especially Axel. Like, Axel, you tarnished him. You tarnished him to nothing. He's like, I got loads of people rooting for me. No, you don't. Not anymore. Not anymore. Saïx was ruthless in Kingdom Hearts 2. He was like, you want to see Kairi? Huh, you little freaking piece of garbage? Beg at my feet. He straight up told Sora to beg at his feet and said no after he was done groveling. This Saïx was popping. He was popping. And you made him this little puppy dog that's gonna be like, oh, let me play frisbee. Disgusting. There's no reason why they should have had that conversation so civil on that clock tower, especially since Dream Drop Distance, when Saïx knocked the crap out of him. Like, you don't know your own games. You shouldn't have made so many games if you can't keep up with them. Because I've been keeping up with Kingdom Hearts for a while, and I've just seen it go down. Like, I'll make a chart. How bad, honestly. And 2, Axel was afraid of Saïx. This is like the 5th time I'm asking. What is the power tier? Axel used to clap everyone that he fought. The only time he lost was when he wanted to lose. He left to see another fight. And 3, Saïx has to fight with 2 other people. He can't fight alone. He's just a weakling. But I'm done talking about Saïx. I'm finished with him. I'm done. He's useless. Dog. Like, I could care less. 8. Here we go. Lee. The boy in black. The boy who don't get no other clothes. Everyone else gets to go in their own clothes, but Axel has to keep. And you're gonna talk about it takes the darkness away. Oh, that's real interesting because Sora doesn't have to wear a thing to go and do that. It's the clothes. Even Mickey even talks about how his clothes protect him. But Axel doesn't get any new clothes. Axel, aka Fury of Dancing Flames, aka I call him the J-pop star because everyone likes him for no real reason. Like K-pop, like all these people who are like, oh, K-pop, this K-pop person I'm like, okay. Like, you can look at someone, it's just like, you can look at Nicki Minaj and be like, okay, I see why people like her. And then look at, even, it's like, I hate to say, like, I'm not even going to say, but anybody, even Ariana Grande, and I'm not a fan of Ariana Grande whatsoever, and I, like, look at her and I'm like, okay, there's just a reason, but all these K-pop, all these pop people look the exact same, have the exact same formula. Like, there's no discernible reason why you like them. And that's how it's with Axel. I lost all respect for him when he turned into Lee. Axel was a formidable foe. But Lee is weak, useless, trash, garbage, disgusting, annoying, wannabe Deadpool, no training, no new clothes Lee. Like, what were you thinking? Well, how come he doesn't get new clothes? Why did he have to have that? So that Roxas would recognize him? Honestly, Axel never lost a fight. He lived to see another day, and even in Dream Drop Distance, where Sayax attacks him without emotion, he left. He wasn't killed then. He killed himself with self-destruction, ultimate limit break. But he's going to get knocked into the thing, and he's not even going to be able to use a Keyblade. Why doesn't he use his own? Why did he need the Keyblade? Why did he have to be connected to them with the Keyblade? Why does everyone have the Keyblade? The whole reason why I picked up Kingdom Hearts 1 was because Sora was special. The whole reason why Donald and Goofy went to go find him was because their king, the last person alive who could use a Keyblade, went missing. So they went to go find Sora, and then when Riku was able to use the Keyblade, they followed him. They left him to die. What part of that do you not understand? Having everybody and their mom wield a Keyblade does nothing for you. It makes me care even less about the series than I thought I ever could. Ever. He has fought more, spoken more than any original organization member, and his character was destroyed. You had so much to work for. I'm not going to give you this. But in some reality, alternate reality, where I would give you slack for messing up a character that has no lines, barely any lines, like Zaldin, who has little, even though I told you a bunch that you could have did with his character, but I digress. Let's just say him or Luxord or someone that you could just say, oh, he's the master of masters. You're going to get someone that you gave no effort to do anything for them until say that they're the master of masters. I'm already waiting for it. But, straight up, like I said, you had so much to work with Axel, and you just tarnished it all the way to the ground, worse than the floor. You can't fall from the floor, honestly. You can't get any worse than this. Like, let me tell you how it's been going down, right? So in 2, he's charming, hothead. He was angry for unknown reason, for as far as we knew. As Roxas, we didn't know who he was. He was trying to get his friend Roxas. He was screaming at him. He couldn't say, oh, come on, it's okay, come with me. Maybe if he did that, he would have been like, okay. But no, he was a hothead, and that's the whole reason why Roxas fought him. Because he was aggressive. Why'd you have to make him less aggressive? He wasn't beating anybody. He wasn't toxic. He was just aggressive. He was a hothead. Isn't that what his goal is? Isn't that the whole reason why Demix is he's like, he doesn't want to do anything? And then that's why Larxene is kind of like ridiculous, because she's lightning. Like, and then the dude that's Earth, Lexius, like Vexen's cold. Like, you had these characters and then you literally did nothing with them. Like, it's disgusting. But whatever. He was humble when he was retreating as well, into. In Retrain of Memories, he had more lines and interactions. They made him more charismatic with one-liners and tag. The tagline wasn't supposed to be like a Hot Topic shirt printer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, got it memorized is now a meme. It's a meme. You've said it too many times. He said it too many times. That's basically what his character is now. Gotta memorize, gotta memorize, gotta memorize, gotta memorize, gotta memorize, gotta memorize. You want me to stop? Oh, I wanted you to stop, but you didn't. Like, you kept going. It was supposed to be something cheeky, something like he said, just like Zigbar was like, as if you knew to stop with the as ifs. But you didn't stop with the gotta memorize. Explain to me that. Explain to me. And Dream Drop Distance, he sounded like he was on opioids. I don't know what he was going through, the voice actor, if he was just on his toilet when he was doing the lines and all the whatever. But straight up, boy was on opioids. He sounded like he was on opioids. Like, Axel sounded like he was just his I don't know. In 358 Days Over 2, he's a mixture of charismatic and animatronic super sleuth. Because he's going around searching reason why Xion and why Roxas is losing power and Xion's gaining power. He's doing all this stuff. And then he has more tension scenes with Syax there too. But literally 3/4 of the game, 3/4 of the people who bought Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't play 358 Days Over 2, so they don't know his actual character. So they just see this guy and they're like, why does anyone like him? Making us look stupid. Because he's dumb. And in Birth by Sleep, he's probably 14 to 16 years old. And he has to be 21 to 23 in Organization 13. So, do they age? How unmortal are they? Like, you never explain that. Never. You never explain how Zexion went from being 10 years old to being 20. 10 years. I think you need to, reevaluate, ages. You need to reevaluate it, and you need to tell us in the next game, if I don't see ages, I'm done. I'm done already. I'm really done already. But if you show ages, that would get me interested enough just to watch it on YouTube. And you better make a YouTube video, a YouTube channel, because you're not gonna get any money from anyone. They're just gonna watch it on YouTube because you're making movies. If you wanted to make a movie, just like with the Final Fantasy, you should have made a movie. This was a movie. This was the most expensive movie I've ever, even at the movie theater, it's never been this much. It really makes me sick. Can Axel, if he insists being called that, go back to acting his age and not trying to be PG Deadpool? Please? It's like a Deadpool wannabe. He's like, oh, we just had some things to... everything that comes out of his mouth is just trash. Oh, we just had to iron out some plot points. Thanks for telling me that. Thank you. Cool. Iron out some plot points. Can he get some different clothes? He's not in the Organization 13 anymore. Doesn't Mickey have different clothes? He's not even wearing the organization coat anymore. Can he get different clothes? Kid you not? You could animate the heavens in Thebes. You could animate Mount Olympus, but you can't animate him some new clothes? Why? Please. I'm done with Axel. Everyone else should be done with Axel. Done. I'm going to Demix. And we don't know his real name. My guess is Demi. Demi Lovato. But the Melodious Nocturne, aka, you better be important. Because why are you still here? He's one of the hardest boss battles in 2. And he doesn't even fight in 3. I was waiting to fight him. And why would he go back to the organization? Why would he ever be there? Why is he in the organization? Why? Why did he, and then how are they calling them? Are they calling them by phone? Hey guys, I'm starting this new Organization 13. I know I betrayed y'all last time. And y'all ain't got your hearts back, but you may get your heart back this time. It's oh cool. It's just I'm not gonna get a job if someone says, well, I may be able to pay you. No, you either pay me or you don't. And they didn't get paid the last time, so why are they going again? He doesn't even play his guitar. You see him fiddling with it, and it's just like, what's the point of him fiddling with it if no sound's gonna come out? Perfect excuse to use Princess and the Frog, but nah. Let it go one more time. Let it go. Let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. No, like, honestly, how many times are we gonna hear Let It Go? Like, how many times? Honestly. And then with the stupid, that was the worst place ever. Worst place ever. So gross. And then why wouldn't Demix go somewhere if you're going to do singing? Because we have never, like, the only other place we had singing was Under the Sea. And why didn't you have Undersea and Demix there? That would have been cool. He could have been like, oh, this is my kind of place. Wouldn't that have been cool? That would have been great. But nope. We got to let it go. Again. Why would Demix help Vexen at all? Without playing a prank, like not doing what he was told. Like, Demix, he was only doing what he was told because he was afraid of Xemnas. Xemnas was legitimately telling them that if they didn't do what they were going to do, they were going to turn into dust. He even says that to Axel. That's why he goes after Roxas. And I don't know why he would make friends go after friends. You'd think that to go after Roxas, he would get like the one person that had no relation, in fact hated him. Like, I don't know, Lexius? Like, anybody? But no, he's gonna get the guy that he knows for a fact that they're together and friends because they hung out and he talked to him. But whatever. Demix didn't like Larxene, but the banter was weak. Like, if you're gonna talk about, if we're gonna get older, if this is Kingdom Hearts 3, and I don't know how old I was when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, but I'm an adult now. I'm 22 years old. Like, cereal bowl nonsense, that was just tragic. How old are these people? 2? His death annoyed me. He was my second favorite character. My first used to be Axel. Not anymore. Demix was cool because it's like you try to add him in the final remake, like the final mix. You try to add more scenes with him because you knew that he was a very popular character. And he's like really strange, and you didn't really add to that strangeness. You just made him a plot device to get from point A to point B. Legitimately, if you take him out, how are you gonna get everything everywhere? You literally take him out, and it takes out the whole situation of how Roxas came to be. There's no reason why he would want Roxas back. They weren't friends. He only went to go get him because Xemnas told him to go get him. And why did he give him a cue card? And why is he going to invite someone back into his organization 13 that needs cue cards to function? But whatever. I'm done talking about Demix. Thanks for butchering my favorite character, but whatever. It's one of my favorite characters. Luxord, aka the Gambler of Fate, aka Go Away. Like, this guy is some British dude that the only reason why you had him in Port Royal is because everyone sounded like him. If you can't look further than like just this linear plane that you're looking at, you need to not make games because you don't have any sense of wonder. Like I said, you're making these games with Disney characters and you have no way of actually integrating them into Final Fantasy or what you're trying to make. You have no idea. He's someone, but the only reason why I care is because of his power. I think it's cool that he uses cards and all that. And I'm surprised that he wasn't in Castle Oblivion. Why wouldn't he go even himself? Like, straight up. Axel and Roxas went on their own. They didn't have to be told to go to Castle Oblivion. It's just there. You can go if you want to. It's just like the store. You can go there if you want to. You don't have to be told to go to the store and get some milk. But whatever. He never went to Castle Oblivion. His death was like mashed with Zigbar and Saxes at the end. Like he's one of the only characters that really popped in and popped out and then died. Like, he went to Port Royal and then he left and then he was popping around and then he just died. He's like, we can skip the formalities, and he just like knocked everybody out. And I don't know why he wanted to fight Sora so bad. All he had to do was stay hidden and let him fight Xemnas, and he could have stayed alive. He legitimately had no reason to be fighting him. He wasn't told. Xemnas didn't tell him to go kill him, did he? I don't remember. In the final, you shouldn't have these final mixes. You should put what's in the game, and it should stay in the game. It should just be the game. It shouldn't be final mix 2.0. You're really making me sick with this stuff. If the game's not ready, don't release it. If the game isn't ready, don't release it. If the movie's not ready, don't release it. Like the final cut. No, stop. He's so forgettable to be so important. Like, he needs to go away if he's not going to be important. He better not be one of the foretellers, I swear. Did he have to go to a place? Like, he's already been. Could he have gone somewhere else? Did he have to go back to Port Royal? He's like, I've already been here. If you've already been here, you should know that there's no black box here. And if there is a black box, why would you ever find it? How could you ever find what you're looking for? Why is Maleficent and Pete running around like boyfriend and girlfriend looking for something together? The only reason why Pete and Maleficent were together is because each one had something to gain from the other. Had nothing to do with them liking each other or anything. But they're still hanging about. Pete should really just say deuces to Maleficent, and Maleficent should really go back to her world. And we should have went to Sleeping Beauty world. Why did we never see that? Because guess why? Because Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep ruins every place that you could have gone in 3. I'm done talking about Luxord because he's not that important. Marluxia is 11. AKA the graceful assassin. But I like to call him the Wicked Witch of the North. Because apparently he's Glenda the Good Witch. And he can like do magic that he's never done before. And if he did have that sleeping magic, then how on earth, why wouldn't he have done it in Castle Oblivion when he was trying to get Sora to like stop and chill? He could have just said, go to sleep, Sora. Good night. Good night. He's a little kid. He's a pipsqueak. So if you had those powers, you could have knocked Naminé out. You could have did whatever you could, but you never had those powers until the plot told you need to make Sora go to sleep so that we can transition to daytime. There was no reason to have Corona, and there was no reason for Marluxia to be there. You just did that because Corona is the flower, and then Marluxia is a flower. That's literally all you did. Like I said, again, linear thinking. He's friends with Larxene. They were friends. Like, they actually were legitimate friends. They weren't like, oh, I've got something to gain from you. They were legitimate friends. Besties. And they never once talked to each other like that. Like, they had more interaction in Rechain of Memories. Like I said, Rechain of Memories does the best at building up the Organization 13, and that's only half of them because the other half isn't there. There's no reason why they couldn't have all been in Castle Oblivion. That place is huge, apparently. It's big enough for everyone. Marluxia was one of the strongest. Like, you know your boss is strong when he turns into a ship or a building or a mass humanoid. Like, he was a mass humanoid. Just like Ansem, just like Xemnas, just like every other boss that we had to fight on our own, like, or with limited resources, or under some distress. Marluxia was no different. He was the big baddie in Rechain of Memories, despite him going toe-to-toe with Axel. If he's going toe-to-toe with Axel, the only reason why he stopped fighting Axel, the only reason why he didn't knock his wind, is because he put Naminé in front of him. And he's like, is that your shield? Won't do you any good, I'm afraid. That's what he says. I remember it. Verbatim. Axel was hardcore. He was willing to knock that girl sideways to get to Marluxia. And he only did that because he was taking out traitors. Axel straight up said Larxene paid the price for betraying the organization. Like, and he was going to do the same. He was for the organization. So why on earth would Axel go against the Organization 13 if they are nobodies? And anything that Xemnas did to Sora would have directly impacted him. He could have got Roxas back if he was just on the side of the bad guys and kept his bad guy strength. Because apparently when you're a bad guy, you have double the strength of the good guys. But when you turn into a good guy, you lose all your strength. And then you go to 0. So you don't even have singular. Like, so stupid. So stupid. His powers were very obvious. In Rechain of Memories, he like had this thing on your head, and it's like things would, I don't know how it worked. It was crazy. But like, why is it that he can't fight alone by himself? Why does he need 2 other people, and why does he get rocked anyway? I'm done talking about Marluxia. He's Larium or whatever in back cover or whatever, even though he should have been Luciu or someone. He should have been someone. He should have been a foreteller. But whatever. Larxene, once again. The Savage Nymph, aka the Dumb Blonde. Why did she go to Arendelle and not even talk to Elsa? There's, like Xaldin did to Beast. Like I said, there's no talk or anything. There's just the plot going on with things missing that make it seem like we're going on some type of wild ride. Why is Larxene in Arendelle? There is no reason. Why is she moving ice with electricity? She has never been able to do such things. In Rechain of Memories, she was more flirtatious with Axel, and they never talk in 3. They never even speak in 3. She touched his face. Like, she never touched anybody else's face. What was the point of showing that if they weren't ever going to have a relationship or talk or anything? I am the first one to talk about how there needs to be no triangles or like any sort of relationship if there's no reason. But she touched him. What was the point of her touching him? What was the point of that? She touched his chest. Like, what was all that? Why were they just making her touch him for no reason? She doesn't touch any other guy like that. She doesn't touch Alexius like that, even though he's huge and who knows what he looks like. But all I know is she was like invading his personal space way too much to like never talk to him. She hates Vexen, but they don't even fight. They have, if they have free will and there's no reason, there's no real explanation as to what Nording does to your soul, why didn't she just leave? Like I said, with Marluxia and Larxene, they were trying to overthrow the Organization 13, and they could have gotten away with it too if it weren't for Axel burning people alive and choking people, getting rid of everybody in Castle Oblivion except the people who actually are going against them. Axel should have killed Larxene, but he just let her go against what's his face, a little boy. She got clapped by a little boy. I don't understand how these people, like I said, what's the strength? What's the strength? It's ridiculous. Why would Marluxia or Larxene ever work for Xemnas again? Why? Why wouldn't someone who didn't go against the organization, like Zexion, who did not go against the organization, or Lexius, who did not go against the organization, why would these guys turn good? And like, everything's opposite. Legitimately, you just looked at this upside down. I'm done speaking about Larxene because you ruined I say only because I don't consider Xion to be a part of Organization 13 because she's the 14th member. There's absolutely no reason why she should be a part of Organization 13. Just like Sayek said, count the seats. Larxene is the only female in Organization 13, and you just like make her stupid, a loser, and able to be killed with one slap of the wrist. Just like Kyrie getting slapped in the back. 13. Lucky number 13. Roxas. The Key of Destiny. AKA not Sora's Nobody. Why does he look like... I don't understand. How does anyone think that Roxas looks like Sora when Bragg looks like Zigbar? Dylan looks like Xaldin. Evan or whatever, I think it's whatever, looks like Vexen. Alias looks like Lexius. Enzio looks like Zexion. Isaiah or whatever looks like Syax. Lee looks like Axel. So, by that logic, Roxas should be the nobody of Ventus. And Sora's nobody should be Vanitas. But Vanitas was born long before, and it's like, how does Vanitas look like Sora when Sora didn't even look like Sora when Vanitas came to be? Sora was like a kid, if not even alive. Just by that logic, Roxas should not be Sora's nobody. Just by the logic of, if you look like your nobody, you are your nobody. The only thing that's different between Axel and Lee is he doesn't have his anime teardrops anymore. And he never had them to begin with. Like, it was like, he had them and then it's like, what? Where'd they go? And then they're going to talk about it in 3, like, cringe. Where did they go? They look like tattoos. I thought those were his tattoos. That was something cool. Did he get those tattoos when he went into Org13? That's hardcore. He was a hardcore dude, but you just neutered him. So thanks for ruining my favorite character. Roxas coming back in 3 ruins his arc in 2 and his importance in 358 Days Over 2. Like, my summer's over. No, it's not. It's not over. It's not over. It's here. Your summer is every day. Why would Roxas like Sora at all? If he killed Sora, he could get Zexion back. But you brought her back without any obstacle. So I guess we don't have to think about people killing other people, even though this is the theme. The theme is killing people to get other people. That's the theme. Hello? That's the theme. I don't know what you expecting me to do. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know. But it's really getting annoying how you're doing this to me. Why does anyone in Twilight Town know Roxas at all? It's like, oh, that name sounds familiar. It shouldn't, because that was in a simulation. If someone makes a simulation of my life and then something happens in that simulation, I don't know anything about it. So get it together. Get it together with your games. How can he exist separate, but Zexion and Enzio are one person? Nobody can exist separate, but Xehanort's brothers. At this point, they're all brothers. Xemnas, Ansem, and Xehanort are all brothers. They're all brothers. They're not nobodies of each other. I'm done talking about Roxas. I can't believe that you're gonna get Jesse McCarthy or whatever his name is to play Roxas. I don't even think he reprised his role. I really don't know. I couldn't tell because it was 2 seconds. Alright, I'm done. Just kidding. You thought I was done? You thought I was done? Bonus round 14. Zexion, the puppet, aka JK. She's actually real. So explain to me how she's even alive. Explain how she's even alive at this point. Explain to me how she's alive. Tell. Do tell. Pray tell. How's she alive? If Sora right here in my face and Roxas right here in my face, what was the whole point of 358 Days Over 2 talking about she's a puppet and she's not real, but she's real? And puppets are basically real. If you wanted clones, you should have made Star Wars in this. If you made Tron Legacy in a bootleg game that nobody ever played, why wouldn't you use Star Wars in the biggest game that people are going to most likely buy? You're not even intelligent with this. You're not even intelligent with the monopolization. Like, if Zexion is a puppet, why would Xemnas ever want her back? He talked crap about her the whole time in 358 Days Over 2. And he invites her back and then is surprised when she says, I don't want to fight you anymore because my friends are right there. Okay. They should have just snapped their fingers and knocked her out like they did with Replica Riku. Like, they should have made Roxas fight evil, quote unquote, evil hooded Zexion. Like, when Roxas came, he should have came and then fought Zexion still on the evil side. If they can make Replica Riku have his feelings and all that, they should have made Zexion have the feelings of, I don't want to betray you anymore. But you didn't. Why is she still here? Because she's from Union Cross or she's Kyrie's nobody. Either way, it's like, I could care less about her. Like, you didn't make me care. Like, why is she back? Like, if not to fans. Like, there was no reason for her to come back. It was sad that what happened to her, but it's not sad anymore because she's back. We all get to come back. There's no reason for us to even care about anything anymore. Let's talk about the true Organization 13. Like, why are there multiple replicas of Riku if he's okay? Like, and he's okay with this. Like, he's just sitting and chilling, and then he sees the replica of himself, and he's like, I thought you died. Like, I thought I saw you die. I thought you were inside me. He's like, nope, still here. Like, straight up, Riku, I think he's just tired about it at this point. He's like, I'm just tired. I'm so sick of this game. I'm gonna have to get dragged for the next 30,000 games beyond this one. Might as well just suck it in. Like, no fight between Zexion or Vexen, who are responsible for them. Like, he's responsible for the replicas. And Riku never even says, hey, Vexen, why'd you take my identity? He never talks to him. He never says, hey, Zexion, why'd you let your father take my identity? That's his father. That's his father. Like, slice it, slash it any way, type of way you want. That's his father. Vexen is Zexion's father. That's it. That's all we're speaking about. That's it. Period. On period. Like, there's no reason why Riku would be okay with this. But plot. Why would Marluxia, Xion, Larxene, or literally anyone from the other organization fight for Xemnas, who lied to them about being incomplete? The true organization shouldn't have consisted of any organization members. They should have just went about their business. Why is it that Xaldin and Lexius go about their business? Vexen and Zexion, they go back to doing what they used to do before. Literally, they were killed. It was murder. They were murdered. And they were separated from their heart. Why would they ever go back to fight for Zexion at all? Vexen played double, but there was no reason for him to even come back. He should have been so terrified. He died the absolute worst way, and then so did his son. He got choked out and absorbed of his power. And then you got Vexen getting burnt alive. If Terra is alive, Xemnas should have disappeared. That's all I'm saying, because that's his nobody. He's not a replica. There's no reason why he should still be there. The reason why I accept Roxas being in the same room as Sora, aside from the fact that he's not his nobody, is that he's a clone. That thing that Demyx threw on the ground with no care was what Roxas's heart went into, supposedly. And then the last thing I'm going to even talk about this true organization is, why didn't Xehanort use 12 different versions of himself? Because he knows that himself isn't going to betray himself. He knows that, but literally every other person is just like, had a change of heart. And then why is Xemnas acted like he had a goal? He had an actual goal. He wasn't just playing screwball on the side for somebody else bigger than him, nor was he a side dish to Xigbar. Xigbar was his side dish. All this is disgusting. And I think I'm done. Talking about everything. This is a long video, but whatever, It's whatever, because it had to be said. All these characters you tarnished. Literally, any game before 3, you could have taken every single thing that you've used with these characters and made characters for 3. But you didn't. And instead you made, I'm just the character that everyone likes. No one likes you. No one likes you. No one likes any other character in the Organization 13. And I'm sick of them. I'm sick of Union Cross. I'm sick of all these new games that are on consoles that I'm never going to get. And I'm basically done. I'm going to add another video talking about the worlds, and which you could have used, and I will be using actual dates of when they came out, because there's absolutely no reason why Big Hero 6 should have been in Kingdom Hearts 3. When did you start making this game? When was it? Because I know about how, you can't just, all of a sudden, here's a game. It takes a long time. I know it takes a long time. So how did you have enough time to put Arendelle in there and Corona and Pirates of the Caribbean and Big Hero 6, but no time to put Princess and the Frog or put Wreck-It Ralph or put Tron again or anything Treasure Planet, something that's good, but I'm not going to even discuss it in this one. I'm done. I will discuss it in my next video that I post because I'm done. I'm just done.